Universal design is all around us. You may not always see it, but that's kind of the point. Good design often goes unnoticed because it simply works. It's not only about big innovations, it's about thoughtful choices that make everyday life better for everyone. In this video, HDI staff highlight what universal design looks like in the real world and why it matters.
Austin Nugent, pub names.
Hi, this is Austin Nugent, and I'm going to talk about a time I spotted universal design in the wild at an old English pub in Colorado called the Golden Bee. The bartender explained that centuries ago, the British would name pubs using a color and creature such as the golden bee so that people who couldn't read could locate the correct pub. And the image on the slide is of the Golden Bee's sign/logo. I Googled this, which confirmed yes, centuries ago, at a time when many people could not read but could recognize signs or objects, pub names were designed to be visual. Initially, the names represented drinking related items like hops and beer to signal to folks that the place sold alcohol. For example, hanging vines outside a building, like in the image on the left, to alert people passing by that there was wine inside, or hanging a sign featuring a graphic of a beer stein or glass, like the image on the right. As time went on and more pubs were established, signs and names were diversified to help distinguish the pubs from one another. Names might be a colored animal, like the bartender at the Golden Bee mentioned, for example, the blue boar or the red lion. However, because many people could not read, they may not be able to distinguish between the written name Red Lion or Golden Lion, but they could identify the different pub by a unique visual representation of its name, such as a red colored lion versus a gold lion. Pub names were not limited to color objects and could include anything, and their signs would visually represent whatever people came up with. Something simple like the lion and lamb, or something clever like the royal oak, visually represented by an oak tree with a crown over it, or my personal favorite, goat in boots, which, yes, has a picture of a goat wearing boots. I think this is a pretty fun example of universal design and is a reminder that accessibility matters even in social settings, such as getting a drink at a bar.
Elizabeth Crees, Universal City Walk.
During a recent trip to Universal Studios Orlando, I noticed some universal design at City Walk, the park's dining and shopping area. The design of City Walk incorporates both ramps and stairs, offering a choice, which is equitable use and flexibility of use. I liked it because it offered choice and because both ramps and stairs were together, so people could experience the same things without going out of their way.
Rachel Womack, Annie's Answer.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Rachel Womack here to talk to you again about universal design at Annie's Answer. This is the equine assisted learning and therapy program that I am involved in when I am not at work at HDI. So last time, during our last staff meeting, we talked a little bit about universal design in terms of the type of tack or equipment that we have available for our riders. And today I want to talk just a bit about the ways that we have to help riders mount horses or to get on the horses. And so my first picture here is a traditional 3-step mounting block. This is your basic mounting block that most farms will have. You can order this online anywhere. It's probably about 2 feet tall, so it's not terribly tall. If you're someone who has some mobility limitations, maybe some balance issues, or if you're just a shorter person riding a taller horse, this could present some issues for you in terms of you being able to mount. But nonetheless, we do have this option. Sometimes this is the most appropriate option depending on the horse and rider combo. For example, if we have a rider who is riding a small pony, sometimes it actually is really awkward to be on a very high step and then stepping down onto the pony. So sometimes this helps us to position the rider the best. We also had this custom 4-step mounting block built. There are some things that work really well about this and some things that don't. The obvious difference is that this is about a foot or so taller than the mounting block, the traditional mounting block that I just showed you. This mounting block, you can't really see it in the picture, but there are grips on each step. And so it is, quite secure to climb up and down. Of course, we don't have a railing on this mounting block, so that can make things a little bit difficult for folks who might need that extra assistance with climbing stairs. We do typically stand on one side of the block to offer our support as the person is climbing up and climbing down. But we have found this block to be really useful. And interestingly, you really can't find these on the market. Again, we had to have this custom built so that we had a block that was tall enough for all of our riders. And finally, we do also have a ramp. Now, looking at this picture, I'm sure you can see that there are some less than perfect design elements to this ramp. The incline is pretty steep. We do have riders who use wheelchairs that are able to go up and down this ramp, but it is not perfect. This was actually generously built for us by the parent of one of our children who rides out at the farm. And so this is something that was not built by a professional, but nonetheless, we do hope to have an even more accessible ramp built in the future. The platform that the rider can use to step onto the horse at the top is quite tall. This is taller than our 4-step mounting block, and most of our riders are able to just swing a leg over the horse at that point or to be helped onto the horse rather than having to climb steps and then put their foot in the stirrup and climb on up. So those are our 3 mounting block options that we have at Annie's Answer. They are all used by all of our riders depending on the best fit at the moment. So, whether you're riding bareback or in a saddle or what size horse you may be riding and so on.
Haley Potter, Handrail Braille.
This is more of an accessibility feature than true universal design, but when I was in Korea, I noticed a lot of accessibility features for blindness, most often at staircases. Obviously, not having any stairs at all would be the best case scenario, but I still thought this was pretty cool. Even if it doesn't look like it on camera, this was a pretty dark room, so the bright yellow at the ends of staircases were helpful. And they also had truncated domes or tactile paving. But something I don't think I've seen before is Braille on the handrail telling the user where the staircase leads. In this case, it goes down to the first floor, so it says it on the front in Korean, but it is also written in Braille on the back where someone's fingertips would land naturally when grabbing the handrail.
Angela Cooper, Miracle Museum Park.
I'm Dr. Angela Cooper, and I want to introduce you to the Miracle Museum Park in Somerset, Kentucky. Key aspects of universal design at the Miracle Museum Playground include multisensory engagement. The playground includes equipment designed to stimulate multiple senses such as sound, touch, and pressure. This multi-sensory approach helps children develop cognitive skills, fine motor abilities, language, and self-awareness. For children with autism, ADHD, or other sensory needs, the playground provides valuable exposure to various stimuli, aiding in sensory sensitivity and integration. The playground floor is made from materials that ensure safety by cushioning falls and providing a stable surface for movement. Designed with ample space and smooth surfaces, the playground is accessible to visitors using wheelchairs or walking aids, ensuring everyone can navigate the area comfortably. The playground is situated on a quiet street next to the public library. The playground offers a serene and inclusive space for all visitors, promoting a sense of community and belonging. Benefits of universal design evidenced at the Miracle Museum Playground are enhanced playground experiences. By engaging multiple senses, the playground enriches the play experience of all children, making it beneficial and enjoyable. Developmental support. This design supports various aspects of child development, including cognitive growth, large and small motor skills, language acquisition, and self-awareness. and accessibility. Ensuring that the playground is accessible to individuals with different abilities fosters inclusivity and equal opportunities for play and interaction. Universal design principles, as demonstrated at the Miracle Museum playground that I have introduced you to, create environments that are not only functional but are also enriching, inclusive, and benefiting to everyone who visits.
Nancy Savage, TrackShare Program.
Raven Run Nature Sanctuary in Lexington, Kentucky now has a new program to help people with disabilities explore more of the park. They offer an off-road wheelchair called the Action Track Chair that can go on unpaved trails like through fields and woods. This chair gives access to 5 more miles of trails and lets people take part in fun activities like looking for owls, watching birds, and other nature events. How does the Action Tractor use universal design? This chair is for everyone. The chair can be used by people with different abilities, including those with disabilities. It gives everyone the same chance to enjoy mobility and freedom without making anyone feel left out. This chair also fits different body types. The chair is built to fit people of different shapes and sizes so that everyone can use it comfortably. This chair takes less effort. The chair uses electric power to tilt and has tracks instead of wheels, which helps you move over rough ground with less physical effort. It is also easy to use. The controls are simple and easy to understand no matter how much experience you have. It is also safe and forgiving. The chair is strong and has safety features to help prevent accidents, giving users peace of mind. The chair is flexible to fit different needs. You can adjust parts of the chair like the armrest, backrest, and footrest to make it more comfortable. It also tilts and reclines to suit different needs and preferences. There is clear information. The controls and displays are easy to read and understand, so you always know how the chair is working. The Action Track Chair is available to rent at no cost by reservation through the city's website.